coming in. In fact, we've already put that on the screen. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you there. Bahrain airspace also, of course, now we are looking at, air raid sirens going off over there as well. Bahrain also telling its citizens to rush indoors or at least get some shelter. That's the latest update coming in. There are also talks of some kind of activity happening as far as the US military bases there in Saudi Arabia are concerned. Some preliminary reports. We're going to confirm those reports before we put them to you. We don't want to put out anything that is, of course, alarmist in nature, because even if there is an escalation, we will put it out only after we get a complete confirmation. But let me quickly bring in some of our other panelists as well. Dr. Anandanathan, for India particularly, of course, there is a concern of, the Straits of Hormuz, where, in fact, we've been seeing the kind of responses coming in from Iran. Its parliament itself approving the go-ahead. The National Security Council yet to ratify that. That, of course, is one big impact. And also, the large number of Indians who are present in the Middle East, this is perhaps this kind of a widespread fighting within the Middle East, within different countries, is perhaps the worst nightmare for all the expat population out there.
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists, all of whom are experts here. So I speak strictly as a layman. I have 3 or 4 very brief, quick points to make. Number one, let me be honest up front. I am with Israel in this so-called war. Every person who loves democracy and who loves freedom should be with Israel. Israel is fighting this war for the rest of the world. So let me be clear about it. Now let me come to the specifics. Let me first give you the specifics as far as Qatar is concerned. Qatar, that base has 10,000 American troops. So that's more than, you would say, 100 US cities. So this is as good as a US city being targeted. Number two, Qatar has 1 million Indians. So if you remember when Iraq invaded Kuwait and we had that massive operation, the world's biggest operation to evacuate the Indians, I just dread, I hope something like that wouldn't have to be repeated again by India. But 1 million expat population is quite a lot. So in the coming days, if this war escalates, and the signs are that it would, I mean, the ticker is showing Bahrain also has closed the airspace, then I'm afraid India would have to take strong measures. And it's not just about having the Hormuz, the track there, keeping it open so that our oil supplies are not affected. They might be affected. That's one problem there. But let me now come from the Iranian perspective. The fact is they are playing a waiting game. They are hoping for boots on the ground. I mean, they have nothing to lose. So you've seen this, for many people who were saying, especially when Russia entered Ukraine as well, oh, this is going to take a week. Many people are saying this is going to take a week. I'm afraid that's not the case. So regime change is out of the question. Besides, I hope it's not a regime change orchestrated by US, because any regime change orchestrated by the US has only meant that US has been talking to the same regime after a decade, as happened in Afghanistan, has happened in Libya, and has happened most famously in Syria, where, believe it or not, the president had a $10 million bounty on his head and he's shaking hands with President Trump. So I don't think a regime change is in the offing. What is in the offing is getting Iran to the table. Now, that can only happen if they feel their honor is intact, and their honor has been hammered. Right. I'm not talking of the midnight hammer at all. So this is a long game. Iran is here to play it patiently, and it has just started, and it's ominous for the world.
All right.